Today was Sunday for the Christians, and so I hope people are back from church. It has been a very good Sunday, though very rainy here. The rains have really calmed down, very heavy ones for that sake. Now, I booked this at 3. However, as you can hear, at 3 it was really pouring down, and therefore I'm here again to look into the matters of the politics. You know, politics, as I told you, they are part of our lives. It is the backbone from which we always collect what has to happen tomorrow. Today's politics determine tomorrow, just like yesterday's determined today. When Uhuru was on the seat and people were crying for the price of flour, that is how easy it gave way for Ruto to parliament. Regardless of whatever issues were standing for him, it gave rise to what is there today. The politics of slavery, a Bible in one hand and a gun in the other, happened during the colonial period in Kenya. Remember, that did not end then. As far as we call ourselves independent, there are situations you realize you are not independent at all. And that is why I say politics of yesterday determine today, just like today's politics determine tomorrow. The former president, Moi Torotich Arap, was such a dynasty who ruled for such a long period in Kenya. And people never thought that he would walk out of the seat. In fact, when we were young, we used to call him, we used to say Moi wa Tanzania, Moi of Uganda, Moi of America. We thought that Moi was the name, it was equally the name of the president. Now today we have Ruto. Ruto was a student of Moi. So now I hope you understand what I'm talking about. The yesterday's politics determine today's, and today's politics to determine tomorrow. So guys, is it spreading hatred, or is it unraveling the dark stories, the dark secrets in the government, if I may ask? Thank you. Somebody has come on board. I really appreciate your presence. Yeah, so my question is it spreading hatred, or is it revealing the dark secrets in the government? That's my question. So let's go deep into this and realize, or rather hear what the allies are saying. Or maybe we start with what Gachagua has been saying. Now, do you believe that he's saying, what he's saying is unraveling dark secrets, or is he spreading hatred? That is a question I'm throwing back to you. Claudia, Nancy, hi, how are you? I'm so happy you're here. I wave at you. And give me a like, Claudia. Thank you so much for showing up for me. It's such a commitment, you know. Just coming to somebody's platform when they are live, it's a commitment and it's a sacrifice. Thank you so much, Claudia, Nancy, plus 2 other more people who have come up. May God bless you. You can give me a like, a thumbs up on my platform before we proceed to the discussion. So then, May 19th, this is one of the bombshells that Gachagua dropped. I'll be playing it for you. Let me play this so that as we go by, we understand. Is he dropping bombshells in terms of spreading hatred, or is he doing this to reveal secrets, dark secrets in the government? Now let's come here and listen to this.
And since the goons sponsored by the state on several occasions had failed, police and other state security agencies had to come in. At about 11 a.m., same Sunday, 18th May 2025, this information was communicated to the Inspector General of Police, the Director General of the National Intelligence Service, and the Director of Criminal Investigations by the CS Interior Kipchumba Murkomen, and consequently, a killer squad composed of 101 lethal and dreaded officers from the administration police and seconded to the National Intelligence Service, accompanied by officers from the DCI, the Anti-Terrorism Police Unit, the General Service Unit, and the regular police were deployed. This killer squad have been carrying out extrajudicial killings and abductions. Yesterday, they were mobilized and cordoned off and blocked all exits from Gatanga constituency.
All right, so of course I won't play everything. I won't play everything, but that is the bombshell that was dropped by Gachagua on May 19th. Did it happen by coincidence? Did he have informants? Did he come out to reveal dark secrets in the government? Was he spreading hatred? That's my question for you. So when he dropped this, on the comment section, people were like seeking sympathy. That was Samuel Otieno. James Kamande said, let's forgiveness guide us. Handshake for our country to prosper. And there were so many other comments that came down. About 26. Let me read more. Rogers Ngetich said, incitement is your portion. Jonathan Lalrari said, the site resembles that of a Cherera 4. Felix Omaseti said, strong man. Mkenya Mzalendo said, tired of politicians. David Wambugu said, why didn't they kill Natembea? Rogers Ngetich came again and said, bitterness as a result of political impeachment. And so forth and so forth. So ladies and gentlemen, what is your take? When Gachagua came out with a press and with Malala and his allies, and he came about talking about the anti-riot group 101 members who are there to kill, and came about saying the same about the goons who interrupted the demonstrations, was he seeking sympathy? Was he doing out of bitterness after having been impeached? Because it's long overdue since he was impeached anyway, but the bitterness cannot end. Because of course he goes on and on to remind us that he now knows who the president is. Now, after such a bombshell, CR7, hi! CR7, hi! Hi, CR7. You can give me a like on my video as we continue the live stream that will take some few minutes. Now, my question is, if everything is not a lie, let's say that. So CR7 has said hi again. Thank you. Being fan number 2. And again, number 1. Thank you so much. I can see about 5 people on the platform. Thank you. You can give me likes, just a thumbs up. And I really appreciate. I really appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you so much for showing up. So there is this clip which Farouk came about trying to say that they have a lot of crimes. And if anything happened, they would be going to jail. So I asked myself, if Gachagua is doing out of sympathy, if Gachagua is doing out of bitterness, but is he saying the truth? Because abductions, of course, have been there. Extrajudicial killings, we have observed them. The masked man is the second man in public who was killed with people watching. And the 17 young people who died, and then the sub-chief from Uasin Gishu was saying at least they should have killed 2,000, you know? Anyway, it is what it is. Let's listen to Faruku here.
Tuko careful. Niwaambia huyu neno tuko careful sana tusishindwe kwa sababu hao watu wakitushinda. Kwa sababu tutakavyumba tutarufuka baba netu.
News will invest 2. That is it. That is it. So Farouk came out saying that if at all in politics, to boost if at all in politics, they will be winning. Yeah, if they are going to win, then they are going to see fire. Let's listen for more.
Bilioni zote ziko juu na ukarabati yote iko chini. Kwa sababu hao watu wakipita tu namna hii, mimi kwanza na huyu anabishara huyu mena huyu utafukwa baba nene. So
it's slowly but surely becoming a reality. And this change.
Tutafungwa. So that is the fear. Tutafungwa. I remember when Raila was vying for the post of president. Some people never wanted to elect him because walikuwa wanasema huyu mzee atatupeleka jela. That is the politics of Kenya, if you understand. Now Farouk is so afraid, and that is why he's saying they have to fight tooth and nail to make sure that they win the election. If they don't, things will turn haywire for them, right? Now, there's another secret that either secret or hatred, I don't know. It is upon you to decide which is which. Recently, we saw Rigathi Gachagua displaying. Was it in church? It must be in church. And this is the story itself here. And you heard him clearly talking about the fact that the aunt had warned him. And I don't know, when he was warned, why didn't he listen? Yeah? Why didn't he listen? Here it is. Let's listen to this.
To mourn this great daughter of the Lord.
The adverts.
Your mother was a woman of courage. A leader, a patriot, and a great defender of our community. A great community, hard-working community, men and women of integrity, who have been humiliated and crushed before the world. When we go,
yeah, CR is asking whether this is Kenya. Yeah, this is Kenya. I don't know where you are, CR7. This is Kenya for you. This is Kenya for you. Now you realize that Gachagua was in Nyandarua when he dropped this bomb. When he dropped this bomb, he was in Nyandarua. We will just listen to part of it, because of course we don't want to listen to everything, but let's listen to just part of what he said. Right?
He had warned me.
Let's start from somewhere here.
As a community, we are in trouble and we are at crossroads. My mother here had warned me that William Ruto is an evil man, and if he is elected president, he'll persecute me, my children, our community.
And after listening to Rigathi Gachagua, I cannot confidently.
It's still raining.
William Ruto and he's not your brother. Siwachana na hii mtu ya huko. I say no, William Ruto is my brother. He asked me how. His brother by association. When our late father died in 2014, he was here to bury our father. When our brother died in 2017, Governor Gachagua, William Ruto was here to bury our brother. When our mother died 20 January, William Ruto was here to bury our mother. Today he is here to bury our brother. Is he family or not family? And I have seen also Governor William Kabogo is joining our family. Because he was here 2014, 2017.
Oh my God.
He...
Now when you look at that Nyandarua discussion, I don't know why it's not very clear. But this is what Gachagua came up saying.
My mother here had warned me that
William Ruto is an evil man. And if he is elected president, he'll persecute me, my children, and our community. It has come to pass.
Gachagwa's speech went beyond the church project. He accused Ruto of orchestrating a political purge against the Mount Kenya community, claiming a secret state house meeting ordered a crackdown on its members. He alleged that 92% of over 400 recent arrests.
Yeah, now Gachagua went further to say something about the people who had been arrested. He indicated that the government had decided to persecute people from the Mount Kenya. I don't know whether in this case Gachagua is still playing the Mrima politics, whether he's still castigating hatred, or what do you think exactly? Now, in this discussion, Gachagua comes out indicating that the people of the mountain are targeted. That if you look at the business which were brought down, or rather goons attacked in the city, were from Central. I don't know how true this is. Maybe it may be castrating hatred. Maybe it is bringing out the dark secret in the government. He says that he had an information about the commanders who were met by the president and were given a way forward to ensure that they arrest as many people from the mountain and put cases on them. Let's hear this. There's one particular part. He says this. Now, you people, if you really follow Gachagua closely, you realize that he's dropping a bomb after a bomb. Whether it's in a public meeting or whether he goes to a church, he doesn't go there to talk about church matters alone. When he goes to a rally, he does not just talk about the election that are forthcoming. He goes about saying something new that people did not know. Now, recently in Nyandarua, of course, he dropped a bomb saying, if you want to kill my family, kill it because I'm responsible for having, having supported you in the mountain, even when people are not ready to. Kill even my family, but do not kill the people of the mountain. This is a strategy Gachagua is using to make sure that he gets back the people from the mountain. And he does not seem to shake at all when he's saying this. Now, of late, you realize that Kimani Ichung'wah and the allies of the president are shaking. Because this is what came out. There's this video that came out. I had it here. Here.
Code across the country. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, President's aide Farouk Kibet, and National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula blasted the opposition, saying they intend on dividing Kenyans by promoting divisive and tribal politics.
Iko grupu ingine ya watu wanazurura hapa wakigawanya taifa la Kenya kwa misingi ya kikabila, kwa misingi ya dini, kwa misingi ya kimaendeleo. Rais Ruto amesema wakiwa na Prime Minister Raila Odinga hakuna ubaguzi tena.
Ningewaomba na niwasihi tusikubali hata kidogo mtu yeyote, kiongozi yeyote aje hapa Likoni kutuchochea kwa misingi ya ukabila, uchochezi ama siasa za chuki.
Nyinyi mnaambia nini wale wa kabila wanauza ukabila Kenya? Wakome wasikome, waende wasiende. The leaders accused the opposition of using looted funds to cause chaos.
Now guys, these people are pointing fingers at each other. The government is saying the opposition have looted funds and they're using to spread division politics around. On the other hand, the opposition are saying the government has stolen funds from individuals. That's why they are giving money towards empowerment and in an imbalanced way. You saw what happened in comparing Uasin Gishu to what happened in Machakos and Kitui. So who is saying the truth? Who is saying the truth? Who is saying the truth here? Let's get back to what Gachagua says here. What did he say?
Who buries your father? He who comes to bury your mother. He who comes to bury your brother, that is your friend. Don't listen to...
Now he's revealing that even though he joined hands with Ruto and brought him to terms to be the president, the reality is that he knew or he had or he was told that the president was not that clean. And he has accused him of several things. If you remember this interview here, let me play it again. If you remember this interview that happens, did you remember what the former DP Gachagua said, or the claims he said? He indicated that he had recorded the president who had asked him to resign and be given a send-off package. If not, he would go home anyways. He also accused the president of having collaborated with, you remember that international politics that was playing, and they were saying that Ruto did it wrong to collaborate with people who are not peaceful, You remember? He also dropped a shell that he had gone to receive him from the airport. He had even brought him to talk to the president, and all they talked about was business, nothing political, nothing focusing on the citizens. Let's listen to this.
To resign ahead of the impeachment in October. Yes. So isn't that a counter narrative? No. I talked before. He talked the other day. I have not talked after your stop. So your claims are true. I said he talked to me. He sent a very senior officer in government. Well, he called me myself when we disagreed. I said I cannot work with you. I would like you to resign. And if you don't, I'll impeach you. And later on in the interview, I'll tell you why we disagreed. And he said, instead of you going home empty-handed, and since you assisted me, I would like you to go with your retirement package, and I can get you some money to get you started off, like 1.52 billion. I told him to go to hell. I'm not interested. I'm priceless. And that kind of money, I have. You know how much I funded your campaign. I am not a man to be given 2 billion shillings. You know what kind of money I am into. And therefore, I say, fine. He sent a very senior officer to come and see me on Thursday when the National Assembly resolved that I should be impeached by going to the Senate. That Friday morning, he sent a very senior officer to come and see me. And he gave me his terms. And against my ethics, because I don't record people, I recorded that conversation, giving me that offer from the president. And I have that record. Okay? So the following day, speaking for the president, he sent me the following day, but you know the burden of proof lies on the accuser. No problem. The following day, he told the officer I should go and have a discussion with him. And I refused to go to State House. He suggested I go to his hotel, the Western Hotel. I refused. And we met somewhere along State House Road in one of the safe houses run by the National Intelligence Service. And between me, that officer, and myself, we had a discussion with the president. Again, I recorded that conversation for posterity, because I know William Ruto. I put it on record.
Guys, that is Gachagua for you. And it speaks with a lot of confidence that we ask. Even recently, after I was expecting that Gachagua will be arrested, I really awaited that. But I did not see anything. I did not see any arrest, And I've been really going through a lot of questions and asking myself, is this proving the president guilty? Is it bringing out dark secrets? Let's also look at this one.
Struggling with research papers or facing writer's block? Meet Jenny AI, your new writing partner. Supercharge your...
Some of the Kenya Kwanza courtesies. We want to gauge his mind on the current political landscape rather, and his... It's just a statement of fact. Many times I have offered free advice to the president. And when I was in office, I told him not to touch the mountain. I told him not to interfere with the mountain politics. I told him not to attempt to divide Mount Kenya East and West. He disregarded me, called me primitive, called me retrogressive, called me tribal, called me all manner of names. Today, it has come to pass, he has lost the mountain completely. He is traveling on the tails of Honorable Raila Odinga to sustain his government. By-election. Isn't that a selfish move? It's not selfish at all. We just have to be honest. We don't want to pretend to belong where we don't feel comfortable. President William Ruto has hatched a plot to finish us as a people, to destroy our leaders, to destroy our businesses. We cannot pretend. The other day, he chased away our chairman of committees in the Senate and replaced them with ODM people.
That is it. I wanted to go to, I don't know why the Kenya News Alert TV is not very clear. But
we have to join hands to protect this community from William. We have to join hands. Wherever you are, you must do your part to protect this community from
guys, you remember a month ago, Gachagua had an interview with Obina. And what he said in the studio was quite shocking. He came out with some information that we don't know whether it's spreading hatred still, or is he unraveling? Is he bringing out the secrets, unleashing them, And up to now, regardless of being called around, summoned, nothing has happened. So we wonder whether he was really saying the truth and the government could not act on whatever he said, or what was that exactly. So let's listen to this also.
Sometimes William Ruto would shout at me, I shout back. What? Kwani?
That was one of those moments where that you banged the table.
Oh, he bangs the table for me, I bang it back. Kwani?
Is that do me, I do you type of business?
Oh, absolutely, my brother. That's what my mother taught me. And it has served me well. I fight for my space around. Nobody pushes me around. I cannot be pushed around by anybody. I fight for my space. Okay. You respect me, I respect you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's mom over there, the one on the wall.
Yeah, that's the late
how do I put this? It shows the weakness of judgment on your end, because here there's one person that you've known for a while, you've been the personal assistant to. Then here's a stranger and then comes and tells you, this person that you, this situation you said you put Kenyans into, you said you put a lot of work and effort around making William Ruto president.
Yes,
you also helped fund it.
Yes.
How much money did you contribute in the campaign?
Well, I don't know what to say because I don't think it's necessary. But I put quite a bit of money. I put a lot of emotions.
Okay.
I put a lot of time. And in the process, I wronged many people. I also made enemies with many people whom I had no business making enemies with. And the man died in 2017. And, you know, I can't believe it.
If this government is so bad, why were you working so hard not to get impeached from the government that you are speaking harshly against?
Well, because I had not been employed by the government or by William Ruto or by members of parliament.
But you knew that you were only allowed to do a few things.
I was employed by the people of Kenya through a vote. Only them could fire me. I needed
performance, that is. Which other one has been taken chini ya maji na Wakenya wajui?
You know, we don't want to give all these things at the same time.
Okay.
We want to keep on giving them to Kenyans slowly. You know?
You just want us to
know what I've already.
Did you hear that, guys? During that Obina interview, Rigathi showed that there is one man who was put down by the government and he died and he was buried. So Obina asked, who else has been taken down? And Gachagua goes on to say that he's not going to unleash all the information at once. He will be doing it bits by bits. And after this interview, there were a lot of noise that they are going to arrest Gachagua. Again, he was not arrested. Even if he was questioned, it just ended somewhere. What is this that we don't know as citizens? What is this? Let's listen to more. Maybe I'll not show the camera.
What I've already been thinking is already too much. I think that is, the BB lad is gone. Okay, Narok lad is gone.
The SGR extension story, is it legit?
These are just deals with the Chinese companies. And you see, it's already creating problems between us and America. Because the president is just being like a clever young guy playing on two women and pretending that he'll marry both of them. You know, and you can see the Americans have seen him through. And they are saying they are going to review our relations. Because he's going to the Chinese and giving their story, going to the American and giving their story. You know, this is what we all used to do when we were young. You have some two girls, you keep on cheating them. I'll marry you, I'll marry you, I'll marry you. Then one day they meet both of them. Then you are in trouble. You know?
There's an airport that is supposed to be put in Narok.
There was an airport that was supposed to be put on the border of Narok and Kisii.
Okay.
The president has relocated that airport to his land in Kilgoris, for his own use. There is another one he has proposed near Narok town, which he has said it will be done within 6 months. We'll wait and see. We are around. Authorize them. That is why he can go and say, we have reunited these people. How would you reunite the abductees with the parents unless you know who was abducting them? The president has incriminated himself on evidence now. And these are things that we can actually take him to the ICC. Because he has said that these people who are abducted now have been reunited with their families, which means he has been briefed by somebody. Whoever briefed him must be the one behind the abductions. So the president knows who was doing the abductions because somebody briefed him that the children who had been abducted have now been united with their families. So that person who briefed him knows who was abducting the children, and hence the president knows. Okay. The day things change and they are working, don't even look for an appointment. Just find out through social media. Once you confirm I'm here, you see me taking some photographs here. It's 2 hours from Nairobi. Just come with a pickup, get 3 havers, freshen, and go. Nothing will change. Things won't change. Yeah. So it's gonna be great. Okay. Our party.
All right. So you heard that from that interview. He came out revealing a lot of information. Now, what is shocking is what he gave yesterday, and all of you have heard about it. Is there a real plan to destroy the people from the mountain? After the demonstrations, I think most of you saw the names indicated by Kimani Ichung'wah himself, saying that the young men who had stolen from OTC supermarket were from Central. He knew them even by name, and the IDs were there. Then Gachagua came out again with a bombshell on the same. For him to have decided, he even said here that it's Kimani Ichung'wah who ordered the arrest of Wanjiku.
There is a girl called Wanjiku Vegan.
Let's see that.
And Peter Kawanjiru. The MP for Kikuyu ordered the DCI to have the 2 arrested because they are from Kiambu and be charged with banning the locals in Kikuyu and storming police stations in Dagoretti. They were arrested with no evidence, nothing, no charge, nothing. And the police went to court to say that they be given 21 days to continue with investigations. Our lawyers here, led by Gacheri and others, and I want to thank our lawyers, put up a very strong case that they need the witnesses. So mina kuuliza wewe, leader of majority, how? You are one of us?
That is another bombshell, man, on Ichung'wah. So Gachagua is not just giving information about the president alone. He is giving about a lot of people. You saw the other day, he revealed about the governor of Nairobi organizing goons. How he gets this information, I do not know. How he gets this information, I don't know. Now let's see another one here.
Alikuwa naibu rais Rigathi
from this region. On people who have been arrested, 92% are people from this region. On trumped up charges, no evidence, nothing. Just as my auntie here had told me, that this community shall face persecution.
Aidha, Gachagua amefichua kwamba kuna agizo la siri la Rais William Ruto ambalo lilitolewa Jumamosi iliyopita katika Ikulu, ambapo Ruto alikutana na makamanda wa polisi wa mikoa na kuamua msako dhidi ya wanajamii wa Mlima Kenya. Sasa Gachagua amemtaja mbunge wa Kikuyu Kimani Ichung'wah kama msaliti wa jamii ya Mlima Kenya.
So mimi nakuuliza wewe, leader of majority, how? You are one of us. How can you join William Ruto to persecute our children on trumped up charges on terrorism? How fluid is this government that ya kwamba imehangaishwa na watoto ya miaka 24?
Kazi ya William Ruto ni kuhangaisha watoto wa Wakenya. Wengi wameuawa, wengi wamepotea bila kujulikana wako wapi. Hata Kenya National Commission on Human Rights inasema tangu mwaka jana watoto karibu 100 hawajulikani walipo.
You cannot be accusing somebody of an idea they have in their mind, how they have expressed it, which is given in the Constitution, and turn it into terrorism. There can never be anything like that.
Naibu huyo wa zamani alidai kuwa Ichung'wah
Now
ndiye.
let's see, as you've seen there, It's not only Gachagua speaking. Natembeya is speaking. Gachagua is speaking. Matiang is speaking. Kalonzo is speaking. We have, of course, the former leader. I wanted to bring it something here. JB Muturi speaking. Let's see here the receipts here.
According to the munitions experts, this contract number shows it was likely initially delivered to Kenyan authorities in 2023. This is significant because it further proves that these crates were diverted to Sudan after the beginning of the war in April 2023.
News will invest 2.5 billion shillings to boost agricultural funding for small and medium enterprises in Kenya. The fintech says that this will help boost funding to bridge the over 3.
Hiyo ifikie you. It can be taken to court. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that we want to reset the country back to constitutionalism.
Now you saw this man here. I don't know whether you know him. And you heard what he said, right? So,
targeted his community.
Looking at the bombshells being dropped day after day, we then ask, is Gachagua fighting a battle because of bitterness after impeachment? Is he still a bitter man fighting, just like a divorced woman would go talking about the husband? Does what such a wife say stand to be truth? Given that this is a political field where they say they don't have permanent enemies, do you think Gachagua is giving bombshells which are actually dark secrets in the government, how things are done there? Now that he was there, and I always ask, when an alligator walks out one morning and says the crocodile is sick, will we doubt the story? We as citizens, and closely looking at this politics and understanding what is happening around, would you still think Gachagua is giving emotional outbursts out of having been impeached? Why is it that he's never arrested when he says this? Because some of the allegations he shares out there are very serious. Why is it so difficult also for him to be arrested? If that is the case, because some of the things he says, if they think it's divisive politics and they impeached him on that, and Ichungwa really says that there is hate, Kindiki says the same, the president says the same, and Ichungwa has started saying, Hayo Kaijinch, which we saw yesterday. Then why is this happening? Why is Gachagua promising even in Obina interview that he will be dropping one after the other? Why is he referring to extrajudicial killings, referring to aspects of a team of killers formed by the government? Why is he talking about money that has been misused, talking about other plans to do some things behind the backs of citizens? Why did he even come out telling us that they never won election, but they forced it on themselves? These are critical matters that as we keep following, we have to understand. Why is JB Muturi, for example, who was strongly in the government the other day, now out here talking about the government in such a voice? Why is Mother Karua, who has most times been in the position, dropping the bombs she's doing about the government? Why is Gachagua consistently giving narratives that are very threatening about the government and the president to the people? Is he just trying to sell himself, or is he giving dark secrets behind the shades? Here in Live Saga TV, we believe in truth. We believe in following what is happening on the street. We believe in getting to understand the narrative behind politics. We believe in wearing shirts that tell us beyond what we can see on the platform. So we promise that we'll keep researching and we'll keep finding information to just establish what is what. Otherwise, as human beings, we are political beings. Let's be said to talk about this. Let's not be silent, because when you're gone, what will be said that you really made an effort to do? So thank you, people. I love you so much for following up what I do. And thank you for your support. We are moving a bit fast, and we are hoping that at the end of the week, we will be having enough subscribers. Currently, we are at about 133, and I hope that by the end of the week, we will be wallowing in 300 as we move to 1,000 and more. Bye-bye for now. Adios. Thank you. Good day.